wee little gaffer.
Oh, Tate, the idea I was telling you about is, you know how I have a shield, but I practically, like, never use it?
Tate, also fill Zodell in on her armor while I'm gone.
Okay.
Shield, never use it. Weld, like, a stair on the back of it, right? All you have to do, say a word, I, like, go on one knee, you run up the back, use the stair, get the drop on the enemy, or, like, jump on top of them, or jump behind them, right?
Interesting.
I'm here for it. That's pretty awesome.
Springboard it.
Yeah. I was even thinking, like, if we just sharpen the bottom, you just, like, get into the fight, stick it into the ground, it's cover and also something to jump off of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For a little person.
Or you kill people with a sharpened end.
Okay, noted. Did Shay give you your armor?
No.
Okay, so you've got +1 resistant to poison half plate.
Cool.
Shay wanted me to describe how I made it. So while I was in, I wanted to say Caledonia, but
Calliope.
Calliope. That's the one. Thank you. I was in my shop. I took some of the venom that I had extracted from the spiders back in the forest where we killed them all, and I titrated the spider venom into a mixture of water and another chemical that leaches and saps to the spider venom, and then I boiled that mixture to evaporate the water, but I boiled it through a sieve that I had covered with an anti-venom. So it actually boiled all the venom and into this sieve and just left this chemical compound that basically is like bonds to venom and poisons. And then I melted down your half plate and recast it in a porous mold, almost like cast iron, with this chemical compound mixed into the metal. So now this porous metal absorbs the venom into the pores of it like cast iron, and so it just sucks all the poison up that comes in contact with your body instead of going onto you or from you into it, and then eventually it will be full of poison, so you can just take it off and just like warm it up by the fire, and the venom will just like leak out of it, and then it's primed to soak up more poison for you.
Huh.
That
is super cool. What?
First magical item created in this campaign, and holy fucking shit, Tate, when you sent that to me, Krista was reading that text while we were driving, and I was like, Jesus, yes. That is what the fuck I'm talking about.
I wrote it while I was driving. It was actually probably very dangerous, because it was pouring rain and the sun was shining in my eyes.
-5 experience for risking your life.
Impressive.
What?
I said -5 experience for risking your life needlessly.
Most of it was voice to text.
Sorry, did you say all of it was?
Most.
Don't fucking risk your shit for fantasy, man. But yeah, super cool. So, Xander, I'll make the armor for you, like an official item tomorrow. But yeah, you have your armor gives you acid resistance, or poison resistance. Sorry.
Pretty rad.
Yeah, that's how you make a fucking magic item, guys. Jesus. Or just rub like a red dragon tooth on some shit, and just be like, boom, fire resistant. Let's go.
Or just do organic chemistry,
I have a dragon tooth.
Freaking what? Titrating?
I'm not very good at chemistry, so it probably does a math.
Oh, dude, I don't give a fuck. You put creativeness into the result, and that's fucking awesome.
I'm here for the qualitative.
I'm a chemical engineer, and I could follow along, so you weren't that far off.
Certified.
I'm a computer scientist, and I didn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
The only like actual terms I knew were titration and like I think Civ's a thing.
Dude, you had me at titration. That was like first sentence titration. I was like, yeah, he knows what he's talking about.
I really like titration for medicine.
Oh, shit. Medicine and chemistry are kind of sort of the same thing. What was your question again, Arya? Wasn't it you? Somebody had a question before I left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like how they picked the champions and like how they got y'all here
Y'all.
and then
So I'm not going to do this all in accent because I'm going to save it for the good lines like, yeah, you better get that chode in me.
Wow.
So she goes
Let's
into...
say chode.
Yeah, betcha. Chode, I did there, love. But you just hold your horses, because the only other true love in my life is history. And she goes on to explain to you that during the last fall of the Kelborn, in the Kelborn Wars, they were pushed back eventually. She explains how the Kelborn Wars started primarily in the, what is, you will identify, well, Magnus, Arya, make history checks. Magnus, Arya, and Kinros. Just kind of try.
not 20.
Nice.
23.
Not 11.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that 22. I was like, no. Kinros, was that a 3?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Arya, particularly, since she's more of a book learner, remembers just like piecing these things together when. Britannia starts talking about where in these locations that the war sort of came to a head and began to push back and where the primary clashing points were. You can, with that role, you're piecing together like, oh yeah, that used to be whole different countries. And then Duralium kind of expanded into there, took that over, started in that, took that over, and then now we're that, oh, and these are the Bear Mountains. And she goes into a big stint about the Bear Mountains, like getting a little, she's just having fun. She's drinking, telling stories just like, oh my God, like everybody here basically knows this unless they come to me for some stupid fucking medicine check that I know about from like 500 years ago when there was a weird flu, whatever. In the Bear Mountains, there was this massive standoff between the northern half of what I guess you're telling me now is Duralium, and then what was the south, where the Alinorn and the other 5 kingdoms had originated, and then it was pushed back down here into the Barren Edge after years and years of struggle, and we were sort of I say we, don't take that personally. We were pushed back down onto the edge and sort of forced to either make a last stand or try and fuck off someplace else across the seas and maybe try and start over, or so our ancestors were considering. And so what happened is that we were pushed back, fortified the area, and we were looking pretty good, sort of like a last stand on the edge, place to really be able to just funnel them all in. And so what happened was, in those days of stronghold, before towns were towns and cities were cities, and it was all just forts and camps and a bunch of all of that Kelborn infighting and that terrible dark magic, they ended up sneaking in the 4 champions into these areas, and it was a massive espionage mission, and they got them in behind our lines into the caves, into places where when they set up their barriers they'd be safe from us if we ever tried to go after them again. And so then they ended up erecting the barrier basically right before what we thought was the final battle, and then boom, we just ran headfirst into an invisible wall. As the Darens and the other Highbloods looked at us from the outside, ready to fight, we thought we were ready to go there, and it was going to be a really good one. And then we just sort of blunk, and that was it. We were here, and trapped.
Fascinating.
She's definitely a little buzzed at this point.
As she's doing her little history and getting into her cups, and I'm kind of like wandering around, fixing things here and there.
Yeah.
My actual mission is, trying to see if I can glean any information from her abode, her
Okay, so
stuffs.
first things first, I'm going to get you to make, for gits and shiggles, let's say 5 tinkering checks with your carpentry tools.
checks.
Or carpentry checks? How do you do carpentry tools? Is that a tinkering?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting holes in the roof instead of fixing shingles.
He's just standing there with like one of those or like one of those handheld drills, just like, oh, fascinating.
I'll start with my lowest.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
Then
You don't really manage to fix the goat shingles.
Then 15.
Okay, you then refix the goat shingles.
Then 18.
18. Well, and then you got, woof, buddy. At this point, you've kind of like started working your way in and around the living area as she's kind of got her, she's kind of got her back to like where her bed chamber and sort of like, it's not really a kitchen. It's like a little kind of corner nook where there's like a few plates. And she's talking towards like the entrance where you guys come in, and you've started to make your way around behind her, sort of just like patching stuff up, and you find a leak and like, tacked that full of, I don't know, stuff, chewed up sapling and a little bit of glue you have left. Seal a drip.
And then a 20.
Jesus. Yeah, you get into the kitchen. All of these cupboards are kind of like really badly built, and you just start squaring them up as you're like looking through them just casually. Last one, and then we'll get you a couple of investigation checks here.
And 22.
And a 22. Magnus is on fucking fire tonight,
Miter
guys.
saw in the
Yeah.
kitchen.
He's got a fucking a table saw. Just, don't mind me. Yeah, no, don't worry, this will come out of my own pocket.
Putting new countertops on this.
Did you decide granite or marble? As you finally end up in the bedroom, and the window is not sealed properly. One of the cabinets is real fucking lopsided. Less of a cabinet, more of a small armoire. As you get in there, and you can still hear her talking. She's just on a roll. She loves talking about the history. She's in her cups, and she's like constantly eyeballing Ralston across the way, just like, I know my things. Trust me, I remember all the things. And
that whole story about the mountains, I was just staring at her mountains.
and she was staring at your lack of a mountain.
Like a valley.
It's the foothills.
Tech bombs fired. Wow.
Give me an investigation check. Well, I'll give you 3 investigations. One for like when you got around behind her back, one for the kitchen, and one for the bedroom.
Investigation. First one's 11.
11. Okay, so as you're in the room, kind of getting around behind her, as you're kind of just shifting past this tiny little harpsichord sort of thing, you do find some sheets of music that seem to be hand drawn. You're kind of not sure, and you're like, that looks like an odd iteration of notes. But hey, who's to say? It's like hearing music from Asia for the first time, where everything's very dissonant and supposed to sound really wacky and off, and you're like, I don't know if I'd appreciate that unless I was conditioned to listen to it always. In the kitchen, investigation check.
Ooh, that is 18.
18. You do find
Wait, more than that. 21 actually.
21. That's better. You do find as you're like straightening up some of these cabinets that on top of the regular cutlery and plates and stuff, the dining room accoutrement, you do find 2 hidden daggers that are just kind of tucked up in places that kind of seem like easy to reach, easy to grab if things go. Like the one I keep under my bedset, under my mattress.
Oh, how convenient. I'm missing one of these.
And they're nothing special. They're just a regular iron dagger. One of them's got like a little bit of rust along the haft between the pommel and the blade. And in the bedroom, investigation check.
Oh. 23.
Fucking Magnus is on fire tonight, you guys. As
Getting my
you
carpentry on. I'm very passionate.
Very good with wood.
Yep.
as you open the armoire, So sort of get a better look inside. There is regular, just like the gray. Everything's made out of basically goat and sheep wool here. Like it's all just gray, non-dyed, warm, water-resistant fabrics. And as you get in there and you sort of accidentally like pull some stuff aside and bump a little cabinet portion of its back sort of swings open. And as you open it, you look inside and there is a very lovely platinum breastplate. It's got a symbol in the middle that looks like it's like a pillar with a fist on the end and sort of lightning crackling. Don't give me that look, Laura. It's sort of a pillar with a fist on the end with sort of like small lightning bolts coming out from around it, kind of burnished on the centerpiece. And it is definitely built for a woman. You can see the voluptuous sort of curve to the front of the armor. And it is unmistakably Dwarven. And around it there are just like some matching... and you can tell they're old. Was it 24, 23? 24, like you can tell that they're old, like generations out of time. And you could maybe surmise that this is something that's just been passed down through her bloodline. But it is beautiful, and it comes with like the leather leggings and arm portions and gloves and other stuff that sort of just are all set sort of ceremoniously in this little hidden compartment that kind of barely hidden.
Do I recognize this symbol? Is it a...
Ooh, give me a history check. DC be real high.
Or religion?
I'll give you a history or a religion, your choice. DC's higher for one. Fortunately, nothing familiar to you. It is impressive, though. Imagine, they're like a Hercules sort of breastplate. Like every detail of it is very intentionally crafted. Unfortunately, unlike the worst Batman movie ever, there's no nipples on the chest plate, but everything else is very
cool,
very accented.
Alright.
Cool.
But nothing incriminating.
24. It's not really any paper here.
Mm-hmm.
The sheets are all just, as you're going around, everything's just damp. You gotta wonder how everybody doesn't have athlete's foot all over their body sort of damp. And you gotta think that's probably just because of their magic ability.
Okay. Candles.
Bedside table's got an actual dildo in it, not just a
chode
fist.
Alright.
It's smooth.
I'll
made of stone.
I'll make sure that I put stuff back the way I found it.
So then basically what happened was that we just ran headfirst into a fucking invisible wall. That's crazy. And then, of course, all the infighting, and of course, let me get into you about the 5 families, of course. So then, of course, the 5 families, they got started. She's going off on another tangent. You can tell it's not just her job to remember history, that she's actually a big fan of history.
That's cool.
So there were the hard arms and the coal fells. The fairness thread.
Can I make a history check?
Britannia.
Do I know anything
Britannia
about what she was
Hard-On.
talking about in the Fire Mountains?
You can make a history check.
Is it stone?
It's history. Nah, that's 1,000 years ago in a country that you're not initially from a continent you're not initially from. Little outside of your education.
What mountains am I from? I know.
Spire Spine.
Oh yeah. What's in the Bear Mountains? Is that where Zordell was stranded?
Yeah.
Would I know?
So you can make a history check with disadvantage. You're not much of a history buff.
Very buff.
She's buff. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm buff all over.
Are you?
Anyway, double nines.
Are you?
Anyway,
There's
double
That was very, very Top Gear. Oh no! So anyway. Was this history all you guys hoped it would be?
It was good. It was very good.
Like the Barren Edge and like the Bear Mountains and the Kelborn shit's all basically where the starting of my book began. So I can, if you guys want me to keep going on, I can definitely keep going on. So these things called the bear wolves, right?
The only thing I'd like you to go on about is...
Yeah, look at the time. Maybe we can...
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Right.
We'll leave you
Off
to it.
to bed then.
Better
Goodness,
oblige
it's
you.
gotten dark, hasn't it? It sure has. He says, come on, load faster. Oh, it's sure gotten dark real quick. But off to bed for all of you, and but except for you, Rastin. Let me show you my toys.
Someone's gonna get
Well... Alright.
You don't have any like weird, crazy women bitches in you, do you? Like some sorcerer or something that's you're gonna pump into my body, like some sort of.
Been there, done that.
No, I think I got rid of all those.
Oh, that's a shame. Right, everyone else, fuck off.
Yeah.
No, but thank you for coming, and please take some of the bottles with you. But this
You can
one's
keep 'em.
staying with me, I think, for the night.
Yeah.
Well, that was easy.
I'm already gone.
Right, folks. Don't worry. There's no orb coming out of me Wong this time.
All right.
Again, great
Let's hope you
shame.
don't get some like millennia-old like
Disease.
disease or something that's been kept in here for ages.
You get the
Well,
original
I'll
herpes.
take my chances for the hope for a Kelborn child. I've been really thinking about my legacy lately and all these near-death experiences. I thought Roston Craigstone, I'm way off. Roston Craigstone. I thought maybe I could get her with child. Maybe if you're up for that there, lass. And wouldn't mind a Kelborn son.
Darlin wouldn't be my first, and it wouldn't be my last.
Well, right on.
Dang.
Just getting after it.
Oh, the hard arm family's got to spread their wings. Almost said legs there, but yeah, we're about to do that too.
Well, alright. Let's get to it.
Right.
You're just gonna
So the thing about the Barren Edge is that once you got down on all fours, as the rest of you are all leaving,
just roll some animal handling checks or what?
you made that joke with Nia Buban too. That was way back. Like session 16, he fucked Nia Buban. No, I guess it was a little after that. It was closer to 20.
13. How'd I do?
I didn't ask.
Performance.
Was it a performance?
I don't know. I just rolled. I wanted to roll something.
Okay, roll a performance check.
13 minus 1, 12.
Oh no.
12. Okay. I rolled with advantage for her because
That's above average.
whatever you say, love. Let me show you above average.
I didn't hear anything you just said.
Okay. She rolled above average. She rocks your world. You have a great night.
It's stone.
Everything everything's just very damp. Like as you're laying in the bed and gyrating, you're just like, kind of feel like I'm laying on the wet towel I just used to dry off from a shower.
Gross.
That's the way I like it.
I thought you said you were
Moist
afraid.
cavern.
I thought you said you were afraid of drowning, love, as then some other things happen that include a way too much water.
Just getting waterboarded.
This way, yeah. Oh, went too far. Everybody else in the mansion?
I guess.
Yeah.
Far away. We're here.
Where it's dry and soundproof.
I'm in my own mansion.
It's not that big. You're one to talk, Mr. Chod. Keep gyrating.
It's like throwing a hot dog down a tunnel.
It's more like a hockey puck down a tunnel. This has gotten out of
All
hand.
these human men, I've seen the way they fuck. It's all in, out, lame. If you're not doing the avalanche rock, you're not doing it right.
Pickaxe and they chant.
Moving on from Rostin's once more betting a mysterious woman that he just met. How are the rest of you not getting laid? He can do it, and he's got the charisma of a fucking mouse.
Just trying not to bear witches, I guess. I don't know. Oh, that's funny.
Witches be bitches.
Word.
Y'all get a long rest. Actually, Rostin, make a Constitution saving throw.
That's
Baby, bro. 12.
You just barely get a long rest after all of the activities.
That's good. Is she around when he wakes up, or is it?
Oh, as Rostin wakes up, she's like wearing his t-shirt and comes in. I hope you had a good night, love, as she gives you a pot of mushroom tea.
Your bed is nice and hard, just how I like it.
Not as hard as you, love. That's how I like it. Why is it?
You've picked
Why
the
am I
right man.
constantly fucking my brother?
We can unpack that later, man. I don't know.
It just dawned on me. I was like, of all the other people in the room.
It's a weird incestuous bullshit right now. Yeah.
Anyway, I drink the tea.
It's okay.
Tastes like dirt.
Okay.
That's just dirt water right there. No, thank you.
Brown paper bag.
Yeah, I just stroll out into the kitchen, I guess.
All right. Yeah, I mean, like, as far as the day's going, what's everybody up to?
Well, let's go to the water.
Yeah, might as well keep moving.
Yeah.
We've determined there's no like places to buy magic potions or like healing potions or arrows or anything that's kind of remotely. I can't remember what we said last time. That was hefty.
As far as magic shops, not really a whole bit of a thing here. Some people make some basic elixirs for curing up little small boo-boos and whatnot. Arrows you could probably find. We try not to hunt the rabbits to extinction. So that's something. But they're maybe not the best made.
That's fine. Yeah,
But, I mean,
don't need anything immediately. Just curious more than anything.
absolutely.
Cool. Well, to the water lady.
Right. Rostin, it's been a pleasure. And feel free to come back to, what's this place called? Eam. Feel free to come back to Eam anytime. And,
The pleasure's all mine.
Sorry, I nearly forgot as she unbuttons your shirt and hands it back to you, just like going completely nude. Just, there's like a mile's worth of braided hair laid out all over the place behind her. Very
I just
Rapunzel.
kind of take it and just kind of
Anytime, darlings.
And then, you worked me quite hard last night. I'm feeling a little sore this morning. You almost gave me a hematoma.
Wow.
I'll give you 5 XP for that. I'll give you 5 XP
That's my
for
first
that.
one ever.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Just squeezing water out of a rock on that one. Just, come on. Got there.
Hey, Tony. You like that
man.
Scottish accent? Sometimes I feel like I'm borderline like Pepe. Because the male Dwarvish is a bit easier when you get on that deeper register. With the female, you got to keep it up here, and that gets a little bit close to Kaylee.
Kaylee. Kaylee fucking Jones.
No, I like to blow things up.
Nice.
Brett, you know what I love?
Oi,
When I just randomly start whistling Grizz songs, and I'm like, thank you.
dude. Grizz is like goat shit. That's the best stuff.
What did you guys, where you got, you zooming?
We're doing
Or
zoomies. So we're-
zoomies, yeah.
Roston, make a Constitution saving throw. You guys start to get to, let me see that thing. I
Water
think.
wall.
Waterworld. Yeah.
Don't you fucking dare.
I've already been to Waterworld.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'd say starting early from Eam, you guys could get to Walral
Everyone
by.
loves Marineland.
You guys could get to Walral close to. What did you say?
Everyone loves Marineland.
Oh,
I laughed
yeah.
very
Wow,
hard.
what a throwback. I just didn't hear you.
Orcas just.
Oh, those poor tortured orcas.
Yeah. Lots to unpack there. Anyway.
Let me pull up Walral.
Well, here we are. And after all, we're finally at Waterall.
Peter Tom.
Funnily enough, this place is basically just a champagne supernova. All right, so you guys gallop, fly, glide in. You start to see this semblance of a path leading up to this area, and you are noticing a difference here, comparatively to the more southern portions of the Barren Edge, where there were these very long, lofty, slow cascades of beaches. You're now on the cliffside of the Barren Edge on the east. And you do find this winding path that leads to a point, a sort of a jagged, winding pattern of a path that leads from this height now, where you are probably 500-ish feet up compared to where the beach is below. Just waiting to see if you have...
So it's like Cliffs of Dover type of.
Like, it's
Yeah.
pretty sheer.
Pretty sheer.
Okay.
Pardon me. The winding path leads down in a zigzagging, jagged pattern with you guys flying. I guess there's some people on Falconer, so... Are you on Falconer, Arya? On Falconer. On Elkias. So, no. So if you're riding Elkias, you have to be on Falconer's shoulders. You guys are
Doesn't
Just a
matter.
giant
I can.
teetering.
little snowman.
I can also be like walking myself as an animal.
Sure. I'm just wondering how you're getting down the cliffside. There is a jagged path as you start to descend now from these
Have
grass.
I seen what a mountain goat looks like? Can I just goat down the side?
Yeah, Ralston's got a goat.
Yeah, but that isn't a mountain goat.
Also, that goat
Curly-
didn't come through the.
Curly's
Roll,
just a regular goat.
roll a percentile die and beat a 60.
You can also just get on the magic carpet.
Yeah, I know. Ah, fuck, 12.
You've never seen a mountain goat. Sorry, baby. It's pretty fair odds, though.
Yeah.
As you start to wind your way down. Winding your way.
I'm winding away.
You do notice from a certain height, as the fogs kind of roll up and around this sort of area, the elevation of the cliffs, even though this is a very small biosphere, there is some sort of wind pattern here that is pushing things and making things a little bit more visible. 17s. Yeah, the 17s of you can see, the Arias and the Riordans of you can see now looking down towards where the ocean is, the shallows of the beach. You see there are several large rocks in what appear to be the shallows near the edge of the beach. And a little bit of a larger platform set a little ways out into the water. And as you begin to descend, some of you flying, some of you on Alcaius, some of you descending as a tortoise, or as a tortoise right now,
Sure.
as a something,
How does that?
as a saber tooth,
I'm
just sort of getting the
I'll be on
lay of the
carpet.
land.
I'll be on the carpet.
Okay. The walls of this cliff face. It takes you a second. As you begin this descent, you turn and you look. They're nearly completely, and think walls of Dover, or cliffs of Dover, nearly completely covered in artistry. As basically almost as far as you can see on either side.
The cliff rocks?
Make an investigation check. Pretty low DC.
14.
Nice. You had to beat a 12. You're starting to see variance in color, in shading. Much to the same as when you approach Drager's cave. There is a timely shift in beauty and skill and complexity as you descend. The pictures and tapestries of this chalky color along these cliff walls begin to show a small world history as far as you can tell. The life of this champion is laid out in decades. The quiet contemplation, the watching of the Kelborn attempting to approach her circle prison. Music. You see notes written out in long strings across the surface amid these tapestries, and you see... Ooh, lost my place. Self-portraits. The blue of a face getting progressively better and better to the point where she has a whole section of herself, and then 7 other individuals in painting style, remembering faces as best possible, and occasionally words written out, sometimes repeated here and there, words like hope, remember, for our loved ones, strength, endure. Sort of very much white woman wall art. Just sort of peace, love, and dance.
Is that Live, Laugh, Love up there? Wow.
That's the one, yeah. But in these massive, you're seeing now all of this chalk. All of it, hundreds of feet around the face of this cliff, all the way to the bottom where it gets progressively better and better. When you finally get low enough towards this gravelly beach, you can see out across these rocks, jutting little pieces of land still above the water's surface. There is seemingly a single humanoid form standing out on this larger platform. And she's moving gracefully, whites of her cloak, her her garments moving around her. And she's shifting this way and that across its surface. Not in the same way Drager was, not paying you all that much mind. As you just see her shift this way and that, stepping elegantly here, elegantly there, contemplating, going back to what seems to be another project of art etched out on this platform. And the several rocks that are burgeoning its surface. And just for a bit of context, if we could clear the table just a smidget. Depends how you guys like to fight. You want the beach side that way?
Sure.
I don't know. Oh, she's on a rock floating in the middle of the water.
Si, senora.
And where's the cliffs, right? We're over here?
We're over here.
That is the beach side, where the Browns are.
And that's a floating piece of rock, or that's an island in the middle of the ocean?
Make a perception check.
We.
Channel it.
23.
23. All of the portions of land that seem to be jutting up here are little bits of ground that are still not floating, jutting up from out of the water.
Just little boop islands.
Yep.
Cool.
Scattered.
And what are these things?
So as it was kind of described, there are these jutting portions of rock on this platform that she appears to be sketching still on.
Oh, okay.
That's fun.
It's only 12 to 9, so I mean, depending on how this goes, if you guys want to grab your minis in preparation.
Yep. There.
Does it look like there's an orb around?
Make a perception check.
Joe boys. Perception.
I'll help.
Good call.
With Arya's assistance.
You can roll for yours.
Guidance.
Yeah,
No.
that's a 4.
8.
Wow, nice work, guys.
You do not see an orb
Twice as
anywhere
better than me.
visible.
Yeah, 8.
All right, what are you guys doing?
Do we want to try and stealth up on here, or are we just gonna give her shit?
I just dropped a picture in the chat for.
Thank you.
I haven't been on the WhatsApp in a second, so I clicked your text and it opened up to just taste sausage. And I was like, not right now, Brett. It's not.
How deep does the water look to be?
Make,
Just like drop off, or
make a perception check.
Oh, up.
what's 11 plus 5? 16.
I helped you. You can roll again if you want to.
Oh. Nope, 16.
I'm gonna get you a shirt made. And I'll help. Yeah. Since like camp or session 14 or something like that, I was like, yeah, that's definitely in Brett's future.
Yeah.
Tony, you're so real.
What was the total?
16.
16. It's a very quick drop off into these waters.
Pretty dark blue.
It's okay, so you know how like in deserts where there used to be oceans, you can see like the erosion wear on the rocks? This is very much, there was erosion wear up to this point where there's now this stubby little beach, and it's basically just cliff sides going straight down underneath.
Can I? Would it work for me to use my glove of telekinetic force on Elchias and have him water walk? I can hold him up.
Fascinating. Elker Jesus.
What's the range on telekinesis?
6 feet.
Oh, you mean you
Like
walk
I'm gonna ride him
while
and then
you're...
use the glove and keep him on the water. So
Nice.
It's just YOLO style. I love it.
Oh, okay. This is like the whole if I was psychic, couldn't I just make myself fly sort of conundrum.
Right. I mean, you could just put him on the carpet too.
That too?
You
Roll,
just ride the carpet.
roll me a D100, but the DC is pretty low, high. Low. You got to roll
Yeah, 52.
50. Yeah, I was thinking like 20
The
or
average.
20 or lower, and I'd maybe make that work. So I'm gonna say that just
Nope, that's okay.
it's the leaf blower umbrella conundrum, you know.
I thought I'd ask.
Yeah.
All good.
No, it was a good question, but that's just not gonna fly.
Literally.
Pun intended. Okay, well, she hasn't noticed us.
Make a perception check. Perception or insight.
Ooh, I could do insight.
Not great. 9.
I can stealth like a mother.
Can't insight from this far away. I got bad old man eyes.
Don't worry, one day you'll be redrawn and your eyes will be the same. Or worse, because you're just going to get older. Not really a whole lot more to give you guys there. You don't really know if she knows you're there or not.
So Del, can you whistle?
I was gonna pick up a rock and throw it in the water.
Don't disturb the water, Aragorn says to Pippin. Alright, yeah, you throw a rock in the water. She keeps touching.
I'd imagine she's going to be quite stoic, like Drago was.
Does it look like there's a place around here that maybe she lives?
Make
Is
a
this
perception
like
check.
just like an outside-y type place that she just happens to be at the time, or grief? No percept anything.
A lot of water, a lot of little tiny little rocks and extrusions from the ocean surface.
Part of me wants to try and magic carpet over there silently.
Well, if anyone's gonna do it stealthily, it'd probably be you.
I mean, yeah, I can just slide into the water too and just swim under there.
No need to be shy. Come over. Draga said you were on your way.
Well, that answers that.
And she keeps... drawing away.
Everybody on board.
I'm gonna turn into a plesiosaur, but I'm gonna go underwater and just stay under there.
Okay. We'll use...
Keep within 60 feet.
I also go underwater.
We'll use this
question
as
mark?
your plesiosaur for now.
'Kay.
So you decide where you're at.
Oh, it's a chunky boy.
Yeah, I
Are you?
just... Pardon?
Should I also go underwater?
I mean, I just wanted to potentially, like, have a surprise attack if we needed, right?
I wouldn't not
was
want
my
to do
thought
that.
there. So yeah, I mean, you can come.
Sure, yeah, alright.
Zodel is on Arya? Riding Arya? With Arya, going her own way?
Doesn't matter, we can...
Sure. I mean, I assume she has the better swimming speed, so
Do you
yeah.
want to put up our battle cam? Alpha plus your source on my phone. No, regular plus... Oh no, that's alpha. Yeah, 40 feet swimming.
Man, sometimes it just automatically doesn't. Sometimes I have to freaking
Don't you hate this? Like, why aren't you consistent?
pick a fucking lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna swim, like, over here. And just be, like, right under, like, deep enough so that I think that I'm hidden, right on the edge of the platform.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, yeah.
Hey Shay, what is my swim speed? It doesn't say what it is.
Oh, you can't swim any better. It's your swim speed's half your walking speed.
Oh, half my walking speed. Then yeah, I'll be running on Arya.
What is it?
Yeah, so Zodel's with me then.
Arya, as you post up underwater, you hear in your head, "Oh, come now, child. There's no need for that."
Well, there might be.
You know,
She
just-
hears in her head.
Interesting. I'm just interested in a quick discussion. Anybody else?
We should.
Are we taking the carpet over?
Yep. I'm on the carpet. Who's coming on the carpet? Like a king of diamonds or something like that. Make it look real ornate.
How big is your guys' carpet?
6 by 8 or something like that. It's like a carpet for 8 people.
4 by 6.
4 by 6, yeah.
Oh my god, that's so wee.
Yeah, that is pretty small.
If it doesn't work to bring Alcaius with us, it's okay.
I'm assuming Rawson's going to stay on the beach. Just want to go across the water.
I'm with you. I mean, I don't want to go swimming. But you guys are dragging me along all these magic carpet rides and shit, so I just kind of close my eyes and pray for the best.
That's your guys' magic carpet.
Ooh. It's like a table.
Just it needed a base, otherwise it would fall over, and then you can set people on top of it, if you're going to use it in combat or anything like that.
That's cool. Yeah, we've also got brooms, so we all get there. It's good. Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Eat me by a second.
She still keeps her back to all of you as you slowly end up on this little rock pinnacle, never stopping from her artwork.
What's she drawing?
Where the fuck is it? So based off of the cliff faces that you've seen and all of the artwork etched there in just centuries of chalk and dust, you're seeing now that these 4 stones laid out in this area seem to hold a more concise depiction, a more final sort of script of what it appears her life is laid out to be. On the first stone, the very, very far left, a blue baby in a shining sea. The next one is a young woman with a family, a group of friends together. Much better than anything you've seen on the cliff. And then the next one is a woman with a blue face, sort of obscured by mists, staring out over the seas. And the last one she's working on you can't quite discern, as she's mainly obstructing it with her body, sketching still.
Can I make a perception check under the water just to see like what's down here? If there's
Make a perception check.
anything like the orb or
Can I help
sure.
with the perception check?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll it?
Yeah.
It'll do it.
Yeah, roller.
That wasn't in the tray.
That was just
Oh.
for me. This person's name is Roller.
Roller?
Roller. That
Oh.
was like Roller.
Oh. Didn't get it until
Yeah,
now.
missed context.
That is a 12.
Under the water, just hearing like this message pumped into your head. You're kind of getting it. Oh no, I guess Riordan's talked to you before. I was going to say you're kind of getting it from the other side for the first time, but no. As the voice whispers like, oh, there's no need for that. So you're sort of looking around and like, ah, shit, she like knows we're here and she can talk to me in my head. You don't really see anything of note with a 12.
Okay.
Well, Draga informed me that our time was just about up. Tell me what brings you. How does life bring you? She continues just.
Interestingly enough, we were marked by a god and able to pass through the barrier.
Yeah. I suppose that would do it. Fickle things, the gods, you know. First they want one thing, then they want another. And here we are, just the pawns in their mix.
Suppose infinity gets boring.
Oh, trust me. 1,000 years here, I can only attest to how boring infinity might potentially be.
I can definitely tell your skills have improved.
Well, thank you. I've had very little else to do. So, is it to be a fight to the death then? Some convoluted contest to see if the edge finally is freed from all of this lovely fog.
I have a question.
Fight?
Yeah.
If you've been here for 1,000 years with these so-called criminals or evil Killborn, you've cut them off, so they've lived through generations. Why haven't you bothered to try and rehabilitate them at all?
Oh, they're fairly rehabilitated themselves. Honestly, evil doesn't come into it anymore. Sometimes the children from the nearby villages leave me flowers and gifts that are rare to bloom at the top of my cliffs. Hardly what it was in the beginning.
So if the evil has been removed through generations, what's the fear of having the barrier open?
Oh, no fear for me. I simply can't do anything about it. I cannot break my own conduit, and nor can I leave my pitiful little dome of energy. It's quite boring, really.
If you could, would you?
Oh, of course. You kidding me? You think my life's goal has been to etch chalk drawings on a side of a cliff face? I sacrificed, like my other champions, but now seemingly evil no longer. I say let's just get the fuck on with it.
Have you noticed a difference in the dome?
Oh, well, those cracks are new, but I think that's probably because you've killed Draga. Nobody else could.
We didn't want to.
Oh, but he was stubborn. I understand. He's one that would go out swinging to his last breath.
Which he did. Which he did.
He almost didn't. He gave us the conduit.
Interesting. You must have had some persuasive arguments for him.
And known to have the silver tongue.
That vice furniture.
What was that?
Nothing, I'm not there.
Oh, you're underwater.
He's quite the craftsman. He's turned trees into some incredible works of art, furniture, and chests.
He's mentioned his uptick in skill over the unbearable years.
So is this something that's like we can aid you with? Because I mean, if we're able to break the conduit, that would probably be the most frictionless way to go about this, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would definitely be the most frictionless way to go about this. The problem is the binding part of the conduit spell. Draga wasn't entirely privy to this knowledge, but we can't actually bring the barrier down ourselves, nor can we resist to try and prevent the barrier from being brought down. The Yedras were a powerful and cunning magical race, and there seemed to be some side effects with their binding magic. If you were to attack me right now, I would have no choice but to defend myself. And you understand when I say no choice, I mean no fucking choice.
So we either leave without the conduit,
Right.
or the only way we get
How's
the
it going up
conduit
there?
is by defeating you.
And that would be most excellent. Do you have any idea of the boredom? And I cannot kill myself, and I cannot drown myself, and I cannot break the orb, and no other living creature on this god-forsaken edge can do it for me. So, yes, please,
Right.
have at me.
You hear in your head. How's it going up there?
And I'll just relay. Well, she's pretty sick of this place, and sounds like she's pretty open to.
Can we just take the orb and leave?
Nope. Don't think it's that simple.
Well, that sounds good to me. I mean, it's a silver platter, you guys. Come on.
How is Zodal talking to anybody?
Huh? What?
You're underwater, dude. Girl.
It's Michael Bublé over there.
Nice.
If you have the orb, can we study it in some way? Maybe we have a way to break that bond. We have arcane magic users with us.
Oh, well, where to begin? And don't think of my condescendence as anything but as anything more than just my own internal frustration, but the orbs themselves are ancient beyond all time, and honestly, I am a magic caster of an order before you even existed on this plane. Do you not think that myself and my other compatriots would have been able to glean some loophole over these thousands of years? You think I would have remained a prisoner to my own youthful choices?
It's just asking.
Fuck
And-
me. Shit.
And I prefaced my whole statement with "Do not misunderstand what may sound like condensation."
Mist is getting to you, baby.
It's just wet everywhere. We get it.
Condescension.
Amazing.
It's amazing too that she's a water genasi, so she's already just kind of
Just
dripping.
wet, yeah.
Do you need a towel?
Campaign 2, yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, I'm getting some serious. Yeah, it's the first fucking thing we tried kind of energy.
Yeah. Take 1,000 years worth of study and information and then come at it and you're like, we've been here like 8 days, lady. All right, let us take a look.
We're so curious.
Right.
Where is the orb? You hear in your head, where's the orb?
Still don't know. Yeah, it's tough to say. It sounds like there's a bond though that's is quite binding to her specifically. Just DM question: did we get that name, that Eardris?
Yeah,
Did we know about that before?
we did.
I just can't remember if I took notes on that or not.
I wrote that down a couple sessions ago.
Yeah.
The orb that you guys found with Dragger was called the Eardrassen
Oh yeah.
Conduits, yeah.
Eardrassen Conduit of Earth.
I didn't know if I knew.
Yggdrasil itself, not Yggdrasen. Like it's like a country in a country's
Okay.
language.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't heard Yggdrasil by itself before.
That's yeah. Okay.
And she's saying the ancient magics of Yggdrasil.
Just out of curiosity.
Make a. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask about the eardress. Yeah. But
Make a. I'm going to give you an intelligence check first, and then I'll give you a following history check.
Intelligence, fucking 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so yeah, you're getting the sense that now the hints of the initial conduit and now Yggdrasil, a place of ancient magic, you're starting to wonder if maybe these orbs weren't created by the champions, more wielded by. And then you can do a history check to see if you know anything about Yggdrasil. Oh, that was pretty good.
History would be 19.
Nothing to your best recollections. You also have to consider, like, even when these people, like 1,000 years ago, were wielding these conduits, she's mentioning that even to them it was ancient history.
Mm-hmm.
Like an ancient something.
Robert, do you mind giving us a spot of context with the Idris? Not too familiar with that type of magic or kind of a brief history. What's
Yggdrasil, an ancient magical city that once hovered above the dust itself. A race of powerful magic users of the arcane and the divine, creators of all sorts of autonomous creatures and beings, mechanical figures with souls of their own, designs, that one day simply fell like a falling star, passing from knowledge and legend, until we found a portion of their city deep beneath the waves. Oh, it was a good day. Polgara and I, her and her tricks. I almost didn't make it out, you know. Some interesting creations still trapped in portions of that ancient, when I say city, it's more of a miniature realm itself, now trapped forevermore beneath my Lady Blue.
crushed from the depth of the water, or is it also in a bit of a dome as well, like something like this?
Place of that magical scale. Not even the pressure of the deepest trenches of the ocean could crush her beauty. And she was beautiful. She's continuing her back still to you this whole time. Just still penciling away with her piece of chalk.
It's funny you should mention Polgra. We've gone quite close to her. She's a good friend of ours.
Beware that one.
Do tell.
She has her own designs. I'm sure this... And maybe I've just been stewing too long, but...
She stabbed you in the back?
I mean, I'm here, aren't I?
Complex situation, complex emotions. Tough to unpack. Draw blacks and whites there.
And only 3 other individuals to talk about it for 1,000 years. Trust me, I understand the complexity.
Not trying to belittle the situation, just...
Oh no, darling. I apologize if I seem uncouth or crass. There's just a frustration.
As it should be. A millennia is a long time for anyone.
Isn't it? You know, I started this last piece here as she... And you see her drop this piece of blue chalk, and it sort of into the water. Oh, I started this piece when Brother Tear sent word of your arrival, but I couldn't finish until you got here. I finally had a bit of a look at you all. Now, I think, unless you have any other inquiries, the only other question to answer is whether today this story is written about you or about I. And as she finally turns to face you, beautiful blue features, the hair, the black pulled back behind her ears, and it all seems like a little damp, like movie girl fresh out of a pool. But she is stunning, and she appears far younger than her voice gives her credence. And as she steps away from this rock, you now see her back, her silhouette, the black and the blues and the whites of her robes now facing each and every single one of you across her shoreline on this magnificently etched picture that is now the 4th step in what she has written out as her best work in chalk as her 4 points of life. So, what shall it be?
Before we do this, is there any message or anything you want us to do after you're gone?
Tell Polgra I'm going to find her in the afterlife. Even if she can't die yet, I'm going to devote every essence of my spirit and soul to ensure that one day I get to strangle her to death with my bare hands.
It's a lot to unpack there.
And tell my other remaining brothers that they can go fuck themselves. I'm done being their therapist.
That's a real thing, yeah.
I'm gonna draw my sword.
Ah, finally. A decision made. And as she extends her hands, there is a crackle of lightning and thunder as suddenly a staff is in her hand, glowing with vibrant energy, electricity coursing up from its base to its tip, sparking off in all angles as suddenly the seas around begin to roil. Zodel and Arya, I need to make dexterity saving throws. As suddenly the whirlpools of water around you start to buffet and sway.
Do I see it?
Hey. You do make a perception check.
What?
Perception check, Zodel.
Okay, perception. Oh, shoot. Sorry, hold on. Wait, muting, I forgot.
No, it's okay. Oh yeah, when he's
Just don't
rolling.
want to deafen everyone else.
18.
18, you see it.
Yes.
Arya and oh my god, fucking Arya and Zodel take 3 points
Roll a
of
13.
18.
you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. Zodel takes 1 because I rolled a total of 3. Yeah, that was terrible. And how's everybody feeling? Going into full combat, or do we want
I mean, it's
I gotta go to
8:30
sleep.
or 9:30.
Yeah.
So
It's 10:30
I
for
need to be
me.
up at 3 a.m. to get to a 6 a.m. flight, so.
to? Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just put out these down as the water jets up. Who's having a seizure over there?
it's Xander's.
Going on
That
with
was
Xander's technology, yeah.
Horrible
Laptop.
computer.
Sorry, that might be me. I think I got past a thing of cheese and I was flailing around. Is that me?
Well,
Yeah,
it's not
just-
cheese. It sounds very much like the opposite of cheese, actually.
Just mute yourself.
What's the opposite of cheese?
A vibrating urn. Yeah.
Jizz. Oh, no. As 4 giant water elementals come spiraling up out of the deep.
You said 3 damage, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I rolled a total of 3 and Xander saved. So Xander took 1, you took 3. Bludgeoning.
Boop, yep.
As 4 giant water elementals come zipping up out of the ocean. And she straight up just says, "End it."
Oh, we will.
We can pick up there next time.
With a water jet to the face.
I'm sure that a creature of water, controlling water in a water environment, who's also a druid wielding lightning, will probably really take that on the chin.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome session.